I'm Mehdi Ben Mimoun. I'm from Tunisia. I'm professor at INAT, University of Carthage. Tunisia is a unique case in the Arab world since we had the first constitution in the Arab world in 1864. Also people start fighting for their right since the 18th century. So during the French occupation from 1881 to 1956, people fight against occupation and for their right and for freedom. And after the independence in 1956 and the proclamation of the Republic, the fight for the freedom of choice continue, and we had a different group and people that fight, and they paid the high price for the liberty and the freedom and for democracy. And all this fight for the freedom and for democracy won finally in 2011 with the revolution and what is called the Yasmin Revolution, and it was the start of the Arab Spring. So in 2011 we finally get our freedom of choice, and we had the first elections in October 2011. During that elections, I was a member of the independent instance for the elections, and we had the collation after the elections between parties from conservative, from Islamic party like Nahba, but also left-wing parties, and they try to write the constitution together. We passed by in 2013 by big problems since we had two assassinations, Shukri Belaid, political assassination, Shukri Belaid and Mohammed Brahmi, and all the political situation in Tunisia start to be very dangerous, and the civil society took the opportunity to help the politics and to save the situation. And the quarter of the dialogue, the national dialogue, they arrange the situation, and we finally arrived to a new constitution. The new constitution gives freedom of choice and a democratic state with a high with importance of a local government where people can choose and make also a referendum. In 2015, we organized in Tunisia at the University of Carthage the Global Forum in Tunisia, and since that time I started to work with Democracy International during the Global Forum in Tunis. And since that I participate to the different Global Forum, and it's a very rich experience since you see what is happening in other parts of the world and you exchange with them, and so it's a very interesting experience, but I like it a lot. So in Tunisia today we are moving for better, I hope, better situation with more democracy. We still waiting our first referendum, and it could be at local level or national level, and for that we need some help and exchange of experience with other people that has the experience with direct democracy in their countries. What characterized the Tunisia revolution is that it starts from the people. And when it started in December 17th, 2010 in Sidi Bouzid, there is no party and no organization behind it. So it starts really from the people, and there is no leader of that revolution. and each of the Tunisian citizens is a part of that revolution. So it's why it has succeed in January 14th, 2011. The situation also in Tunisia is that we have a very important civil society that are very active. In Tunisia, we had the first human rights league in the Arab world. It was founded in 1977, and so we have a very important tradition of civil society working in Tunisia. And it's, for example, during the crisis of 2013, the civil society saved the situation with organizing the national dialogue. The other thing is that in Tunisia, we have also tradition of the state. And so it's not like, for example, Libya, our neighbors, that there is no tradition of the state. So it's help also to maintain the situation and maintain the success of the revolution in Tunisia. And the other important thing is that there is a tradition of compromise. For example, in 2014, we have a polarization, important polarization during the election campaign between two parties, Nida Tunis and the Nahda, and the country was completely divided between almost two teams, people with Nahda and people with Nida Tunis. But after the elections, they make a compromise between them to make the government and to have a majority. So this tradition of compromise also is important. In Libya, the situation is very dangerous, with people fighting against each other. In Algeria, the situation is start moving, and people since now almost 32 weeks are on the street each Friday asking for the freedom of choice. So they refuse the different proposal of elections under the actual law, and they ask a real freedom of choice and elections of president. So the situation is moving also in Algeria. We hope to a better situation and more democracy. And we saw in the Arab world also situation changing. In Sudan, for example, during the last months, that people make a revolution and they ask also for more democracy. And now they are in transition period, and we hope that it will be a democratic state also, another one in Arab world. So I believe that we need to promote more direct democracy, to work with young people, and for that we are trying to organize a workshop on the next month with the help of Democracy International about direct democracy in Tunisia, working with young people coming from the municipalities, and to show them our experience from other countries, and to help them to use this very nice tool of giving the choice to the citizen and for the local government. So we hope we will organize it very soon in Tunisia. I think we need to be optimistic. The situation is social economic situation is not so good, but if we ask people in Tunisia and in the other Arab countries which is the best system of government, the answer is democracy. So people believe in democracy, and they make the difference between democracy and the situation of the country. So this gives hope for the future, and we, with direct democracy also, it will help to give the people more they will feel that they have a real power to make a real decision.